This week's comic is called Necromancer's Maps. I thought this comic was pretty good. It was published back in 2020 by Vault Comics. Apparently, there was a storyline, looking down at my notes, before this one called Songs of the Dead. I didn't know that before reading this, and reading this comic really did make me want to go out and buy Songs for the Dead, which I have not done yet, but I do want to, because a lot of stuff must have happened in that comic. That being said, without reading Songs for the Dead, I did think that this was interesting enough that if I saw issue 3 somewhere, I would absolutely want to buy it. I would like to know what else is going on. It's a weird comic. So you have these two main characters, Bethany and, I'm probably going to say this name wrong, LCR. Bethany is a necromancer that they describe her as having a heart of gold, and they really ram that home. They want you to know she has a heart of gold. I guess maybe in the first series, Songs for the Dead, maybe that shows when she has a heart of gold, but in the first two comics of this, I don't know. I'm not saying the heart of gold part, but I guess that's why they really try to nail that home. Then you have LCR. They are a brawl prone character, but you know what? They're going through a lot. They recently died, and I guess Bethany did everything they could to save them, but in so doing, being a necromancer, she has tied Elsier to her, and Elsier doesn't appreciate that, doesn't want that. So I don't know what happened there. All they'll touch on in these two comics was that Elsier was stabbed in the back and Bethany did everything she could to save them. Elsier clearly does not agree with that statement, and the tension is thick between the two main characters. So thick. So thick you wonder how they were ever friends and companions. But clearly they were. So Bethany goes to this temple, and she has a map that's filled with a language that this temple should know how to translate. They tell her, sorry, we can't help you, but it's kind of questionable, can you really not help her, or do you not want to help her because she's a necromancer? Because apparently there's some biases against her being a necromancer. Apparently the only wizard that could possibly help, his name is Jonas, and he has a mysterious illness, and he's really sick. So they're like, this is the only person that could help you, and they're really sick, so you're out of luck. She doesn't really take that for an answer, and she tries to figure out a way to help him with his mysterious illness. But through that process, we get to the second comic where Bethany and Elsier, they go on different paths trying to figure out a cure for the mysterious illness Jonas is under. Without doing, a lot of spoilers happen, without giving it completely away, I would say they kind of help. They kind of help. That's the only way I can think to describe it. And Jonas, at the end of comic 2, joins the party. So like I said, if I saw comic issue 3 somewhere, I would absolutely pick it up. I kind of want to go out and get Songs for the Dead. This comic did make me really interested in what happened before. It's an interesting enough comic to mention if you saw, I don't know, and the artwork is so nice. So nice to look at. All in all, I would say this is a really good comic. It kept my interest. It was an interesting story. It kept me interested even though I didn't read the story before this one, so I liked it. I don't know where I would put it on a star rating, but it was a good comic. So that's the comic for this week. Thank you for listening, and I'll have another one for you next week. Bye.